Welcome to Chapter 123 of The Flower of Freedom by Deborah J. Reeves. Your chair is ready. Please take your seat because we're going to begin right away. December had always been birthday season in the Saint Laurent household. Bertie was first in the month, and then 2 weeks later, Marie had arrived. The twins slotted in nicely into the month, a short interval after Marie's birthday. And then, of course, there was Christmas, another birthday. No one was surprised that another Saint Laurent was born in December. They were just shocked at how it all came about. December was a festive month in Montreal. All the cold and snow made everyone hungry for the warmth and camaraderie of a gathering. The Christmas dinner group, as they all referred to the community of people that Dr. Donovan had brought together, all showed up to celebrate every birthday in their group, and December seemed to be the Saint Laurent month. Oscar's birthday was in September and Colette's was in May, but all the rest were in December. Year after year, Colette hosted parties where everyone came. That year, people were concerned about attending, but they bit their tongues, and they attended for Colette and Oscar's sake. They dreaded Bianca's sharp tongue and dismissive ways, but they all still went, and they were all quite relieved when she wasn't there. Bertie and Marie had never felt the absence of an extended family while they were growing up because they had so many people around who were looking out for them. That was good and that was bad as far as the children of the group were concerned. One time, when Bertie was in an argument with a boy from school, the pharmacist that they all called the Swashbuckler was driving by. He pulled smoothly to the curb, and he walked casually around the car where Bertie and the crowd of boys were standing. He watched for a moment, and then he called out to Bertie. He said, "I thought that was you, Bertrand. You're late. Those floors won't sweep themselves, you know. If you want to keep your job at my store, let's go." Bertie had no idea what he was talking about. He stared back in confusion. The Swashbuckler said, "Hello, Jean-Paul. Shouldn't you be at home watching out for your mother? She wasn't feeling well when she came in for her prescription this morning, and she told me that your father was away on business." Turning back to Bertie, he said, "I thought about it and you're right. Your services are worth a bit more than I was offering. I will pay you the amount you demanded, and I will pay you by the hour, but not until I see the job properly done. Now get in the car. We have to get going." Bertie got into the car, fearing that the other boys would jeer because he was backing down. The other boys in the crowd only stood and stared. Bertie had a job? He hadn't said anything. He had a job at Monsieur Pinochet's store? The crowd dissipated and they went their separate ways, wondering how they could get a job. They all felt that they could use the money because they knew just what they wanted to buy. As they walked away, someone asked, "How do you get a job when you're only 9 years old?" When they got to the first red light, Bertie turned to the Swashbuckler and asked, "When did I get a job?" "Well, Bertie, I figured if you had time to fight on street corners, you had time to sweep the floors in my shop. You're hired if you want the job, but first I have to take you home so that you can get your parents' permission. We can keep this fighting episode a secret between us. I won't say a word about it, but if you want my advice, the best policy is always to tell your parents the whole story." "What the heck were you beefing about anyway?" "Jean-Paul said the girls were stupid, and I said that Marie was not stupid, and he said that she was pretty and that was as good as being stupid. He said that I should just watch and she would end up married to some fat old plumber and she'd have 5 kids and get fat too. I said she would not and that she was never getting married, and then he said that there was something really wrong with her, and I threatened to give him a fat lip. A fat lip, huh? How'd you take that? He said that he'd give me a black eye. The other boys started talking about a rumble, and they kept telling us to fight. How did you all end up all the way over here? This isn't the way to your house. Well, I didn't want my parents to see, and I didn't want Marie to know, so I told Jean-Paul that we should do it after school and we would have to do it over near his place. He said his father was away, so there would be no one there to stop us. Were you really looking forward to getting a black eye? They hurt, you know, and they last a long time. At first they're purple and blue, and sometimes your eyeball bleeds inside, and you have trouble seeing. It seems like a big price to pay to help someone else smarten up. What do you care if Jean-Paul Sartre thinks that Marie will grow up and get married? Who knows about what Marie wants better than you do? You know what you know, and the future will prove you right. But I can't let him tell lies about Marie. She's my sister. I have to defend her, Bertie said indignantly. I understand, Bertie, but why not do it the smart way? Say your piece, correct his misconceptions, and then allow him to be as stupid as he wants to be. It works better. I'm living proof. There was a guy who used to torment me when I was a kid. He told me that I was stupid and that my mother and father were dummies. It used to hurt my feelings. He beat me up a few times before I figured out a better way. Every time he called me stupid from then on, I would get the top grade in my class on the next test. Before long, whenever he said I was a dummy, the other kids would laugh and tell him about my own grades. Whatever happened to that guy? Did he grow up and turn into a hockey pro or something? No. When he got out of jail last time, he came into the store and he asked me for a job. I told him that the job was filled because I'd given it to you. That's the end of chapter 123. We look forward to seeing you for the next one. It's called The Christmas Gift. Please come back. Thank you. I remain your friend, Deborah.